All right, I'm back. um, we will continue with the Chai's family problems, which also is a very funny scene. Um, Actually, Lady Chai's minion is based on this scene, actually. So let's keep doing that. I apologize, there was someone on the door. My husband got himself something for his bag, and hopefully that will work. Alright, let's find the other guy.
Well, well, it's you again. Well, I see you've invited your friends. Need them to fight your battles for you, do you?
No, I didn't invite them, as it happens, though they are indeed my friends. Well, not only mine, but every true Yulmoran's. They are the ones who awakened us to the truth, to Lord Vorthry's villainy. The famous warriors of darkness.
Are they now?
Yes, they are. It would be no exaggeration to call them our saviors. We owe much and more to their kindness, but we cannot depend on that kindness forever. To do so would be a little different from entrusting our affairs to Lord Vorthry. Nay, we must learn to stand on our own 2 feet. And I would have them present to witness my attempt.
Hear, hear, Master Chai.
Your sentiments are admirable. Yet admirable sentiments do not a nation make. In my capacity as advisor, I once strove to build a better Yulmore. Gave honest counsel to my superiors, drafted laws for the benefit of one and all. But in time, my values fell out of favor. There was no need for them in this paradise Vorthry was creating. And so I left my homeland behind. But you, Chai News, you were content to wallow in indolence under Vorthry's auspices. And so I cannot help but ask myself what manner of nation you intend to build.
I can offer no simple answer to that question. But this much I will say. It is my hope that Yulmore can become a nation which her citizens might freely choose to build together. A great many people, myself included, flocked to Yulmore seeking sanctuary. The alternative being to live in fear and die in pain. Seemed an easy choice. And sanctuary we found. As much food and drink as we could ever want. Secured at the cost of the surrounding villages. Little wonder the people gathered at our doorstep, begging to work among the bonded. The free were blind to it all, of course. Content to, as you say, wallow in indolence. In ignorance. Were I mayor, I would first take stock of the city's resources and see that they were assigned equitably. Our days of reckless consumption are behind us. The distinction between free and bonded died with Vorthry. The needs of rich and poor alike must be considered if our nation is to survive. To which end I would take steps to secure channels for supplies, rekindle relations with nearby settlements, who re-establish industry, reach out to neighboring nations, and the list goes on and on. But I am no ruler, nor even a politician. I am an entrepreneur. My expertise lie in planning and profit. I haven't the knowledge or experience to run a nation. Please, Rendon, will you not help me? Together, we could solve the city's problems. Build a Yulmore for the people.
A Yulmore for the people. I rather like the sound of that. But before I offer you my counsel, I would be certain of your ability to perform the duties of office.
You would?
You ask me to help you solve Yulmore's problems, but first I would see you solve one on your own. Accomplish that, and you will prove both to me and the people that you are a man worth following.
I really like that part. It's you know, you have a lot of in the post patches for Shadowbringers. There's actually a lot of comedy. So this particular part was more on the serious side, and the consequences for Yulmore, what's going to happen in their future, since we will not be part of that. And you know, you have the Chais always as these comedy relief people. But here they actually put a lot of effort in to make them also very knowledgeable, and particularly Chai Nas, that he is actually a pretty dependable person. Well, let's go and give Lady Chai the good news that she can have her husband back. You know, Ilmo is always great to watch just from the distance with all the lights. So, especially when it gets dark, it looks so pretty. I love it. Alright, I'll try and remember all of that. I must be careful. So, we want to wait until he is on the back. It's safe to approach the tower. I can't really remember. What did I do? Oh, I am supposed to click him. Alright. I was like, I don't remember that. You can do it! Good job, Master Chai. You brave soul. Oh. Everyone was looking back, right? You can do it! Yay! Good job, Master Chai. Look at his ears. He's so happy. One more. We can do it.
Right. Right then. Form a line and make for Yulmore.
What's that noise? Wicked White! Runaway Talos! Call the guard! Stay back! All of you!
But of course I'm back. You didn't see...
Dearest, I can't...
Oh! Oh dear.
Oh, thank you.
I'm sorry, my darling. It's just the sight of you filled me with such joy, I couldn't help myself.
Oh, no, it's all right, dear. I should have just come out and said what it was I was intending, instead of entrusting the task to a hastily scribbled letter.
Does that mean you'll do it?
Well, I'm here, aren't I? I mean, not that my absence signified any unwillingness, you understand? Oh, no, naught could be further from the truth. I only left to enlist the aid of the former mayor's senior advisor. And now that I have it, I believe I am ready to take office.
Oh, how wonderful!
Dearest, please!
And with that, we have dealt with the Chai's family adventure. And this is why Julia Chai has to be protected at all cost. She is wonderful. Yes. Alright, let's listen to his inaugural address. I would not miss it, I promise.
Go on, dear.
Thank you all for gathering here today. But before going any further, could I ask the free citizens of Yulmore to look around? 'Tis a sight none of us would ever have seen under Lord Forthry's rule. Not only do we stand in the familiar presence of those we once called the Bonded, but today we welcome the peoples of the Derelicts and Gate Town too. Today we welcome the Warriors of Darkness, come to bear witness to Yulmore's new beginning. As you know, an election was recently held, at the end of which I had the honor of being chosen to succeed Lord Forthry. You place great faith in me, and I promise to do my utmost to live up to your expectations, and I will seek always to carry out the duties of this office with integrity and fairness. Always, I say, but not forever. Let it be known that I do not intend to hold this post indefinitely. I consider myself but an acting mayor, who will serve only for the interim, while Yulmore is reshaped according to a new set of values. No longer can we think of ourselves as divided, as the free and the bonded, citizens and non-citizens. The systems put in place by Lord Forthry must be undone. But even as we tear down the old, we must give thought to the new, to what manner of nation Yulmore should become. Whatever the answer may be, it cannot be decided by one man alone. And so I propose that an open forum be held, that we might all discuss how best to strive towards a better future. However, there can be no talk of the morrow unless we first address the issues of today. Securing new sources of food, rebuilding relations with our neighbors, re-establishing industry. There is much and more that needs to be done. Too much for a mere man of business. And so I pledge instead to do everything in my power to ensure our city's security and stability while we all work together to see these problems solved. The road before us will not be easy, and I know full well how daunting the prospect of honest labor may seem to some of you. But we must accept the reality of our circumstances. We must move forward. This much we owe to ourselves and to the brave heroes who risked their lives to bring back the night. Once we have shored up our city's foundations and regained some semblance of normality, let us reconvene to speak of the future. Until then, I humbly ask that you lend me and each other your strength for Yulmore!
This was so great. And I loved it the first time I heard it. I'm still loving it the second time I'm hearing it. Actually, I have to say, this is the first time actually replaying the patches. I haven't replayed them yet. So it's still really... I love the Chives. Despite their flaws, I really love them. Doesn't that feel like a goodbye already? It's like, with that, basically the entirety of Yulmore is wrapped up. You know, the entire story arc at this point is wrapped up. And I remember feeling like a little, aww. And it would be so sad to see them all, you know, move on with their lives and we return to our lives. See, Kaixi even says it. Alphinaud's leaving, everyone else is moving on. right, and that is actually the end of the patch 5.1. So we're going to finish that for this episode. There's actually a thing I just remembered that probably warrants a notice, that some of the voice acting later on will be a little bit sound weird, because a lot of the stuff was recorded during the shutdowns, so a lot of the recording actually happened in the voice actor's home, and so you will notice that some of it will sound off. Some voices will sound off. I think the most common one that I found that sounded off was actually Emmerich at a later point. He really didn't sound like Emmerich at all. But I understand it's very difficult to do this if you don't have the direction of a studio. So, and you could already hear it a little bit in this patch, but it got a little bit worse in the later patches.
Sorry to keep you waiting. I've carried out the treatment as per Master Matoya's instructions. It should slow the destabilization of their corporeal ether quite significantly. But tell me, how fare our friends in the First?
So this Becklug's the first to lead an authority on soulcraft, are they? Sounds promising.
And Urianger's proffered solution of white auracite is rather ingenious now that I think of it. Well, while they press on with their preparations, you may rest assured we will continue to do our part here.
Oh, you're back. And none the worse for wear, I see.
Estinian! Oh, thank the gods! We've been worried sick. Did you lose your link pearl or something?
The situation in Garlemald has become more complicated. I was making my escape from the capital when I ran into one of yours, Riol. He thought it best we come straight here.
More complicated how?
Where to begin? After entering the Empire via Razad Han, I went about my mission of investigating Black Rose. It was then, inside a provincial factory, that I encountered the one who styles himself Shadow Hunter, Gaius Baelsar. Our goals being apparently aligned, we joined forces and ventured on into the heart of the capital, to the very Imperial Palace itself. There, we found a man whom all assumed dead. But his soul lives on, and he has wrested back his flesh. Xenos Ye Galvas. Nor did the surprises end there. For no sooner had we arrived than he murdered his sire in cold blood. The Emperor is dead. This sent Gaius into a rage, and he charged in, blade drawn. What's wrong?
Now that I actually think about it, I'm always seeing on Twitter the how do you know if it's Elizabeth or if it is Xenos? Xenos has the eyeshadow and eyeliners. It's really a shame that this is not voiced. Is no one here surprised by the Guardians that suddenly the prince is just vanishing, like, you know, the Asians, like anyone? I guess not. And now we get to play as a Danian. Yes, that's fun. However, he did say something really interesting, that they went into Ratsdahan to get to Galamad, and considering that the level 71 dungeon is in Ratsdahan, it seems we go really early to Garlemald actually. So we might actually not see Sharlayan until the midpoint. Kind of wonder. Now here we are going to see something really interesting. Look at the guy who's actually sitting at the helmet. This is the default face of Elizabeth, actually. So everyone thought, well, maybe that's a sign that he finally gets his own visuals. And I believe his current file actually shows him at an Edison, I think. Like size-wise. So he was changed after that. His Elizabeth's default face was actually changed after that patch. So... But yeah, this was actually... I was very curious when they showed that. Alright, let's hope I don't die this time around. And yes, the first time in here I died.
taste my lance!
Are you all right?
Peer into my past, did you?
Well, I didn't quite relive the experience as you did, but I bore witness to it all.
I'm still not sure what I think of this gift of yours, but no matter. Our confrontation was cut short when the Imperial Guard arrived. It was then that Xenos took his leave, citing boredom.
To think their research into the Echo could bear such fruit. Escaping death, jumping from one body to the next, and returning to his own after all this time. He is an Ascian in all but name.
It beggars belief, aye. But no more than a hero traversing the rift between worlds. My concerns are far more prosaic. With the Emperor dead and the Crown Prince missing, the Empire is in disarray. Until order is restored, assuming it even possible, we needn't fear an Imperial reprisal. And for reasons of his own, Xenos took it upon himself to rid the world of Black Rose. Riol has already gone to apprise the Alliance leaders of these developments. We may leave the matter in their hands for now.
Then perhaps we have seen the last of the fighting at Gimlet. Though, if it comes to civil war, I cannot help but fear for the provinces. Ah, I'd nearly forgotten to ask. What became of Gaius? Did he not escape with you?
That he did, but we parted ways shortly after leaving Garlemald. He claimed another threat had arisen which demanded his attention. He didn't elaborate, but the absence of some device or other in the capital gave him reason to believe they're planning something. Lest you worry, I believe he has well and truly shed the Black Wolf's pelt. Conquest is no longer his objective. We may safely leave him to his own devices.
Well, it's nice to have one less foe to worry about, even if we do have a mysterious new threat to look out for instead. Speaking of which, I'll see that Riol and our shinobi are made aware. Though we still know next to nothing, it can't hurt to be vigilant.
Well then, with Black Rose nipped in the bud, I believe I've fulfilled my part of the bargain.
That's true, but with the Archon still slumbering away, we were hoping you might agree to stay with us for a little bit longer.
Sorry, but I'm not inclined to extend my contract. Gaius isn't the only one with business to attend to.
Thank you for your help then, Estinian. I see why Alphino admires you so.
Farewell, my friend. See that you don't make a habit of dozing off in battle.
I suppose we should all be getting on then. As ever, we will see to the Archon's needs. In the meantime, why not get some rest? You've more than earned it. Go on.
now that patch 5.1 is done. So we have learned Elizabeth doesn't like eyeshadows and eyeliners. He also doesn't like stubbles on his face, because the wayward warrior is very obvious. Elizabeth. I'm gonna take a break here, and when I continue, we will be doing patch 5.2. Thanks for watching.